So we've talked about a couple of areas of access to different levels within the home, access to the home itself. What about inside the home on a similar level? How do you help people avoid slips and falls?
Yeah, so fall prevention is obviously a key focus, and where you run into that a lot is in the bathroom. So, people traditionally will look for grab bars to be installed in or near the shower. Around the toilet, getting on and off the toilet can be a challenge for some folks. You can do what's called a toilet safety rail, which is a nice stable thing with armrests on it that you can use to steady yourself when you're getting on and off the toilet, all the way up to like powered lifts that'll get you on and off the toilet, powered toilet seat lifts. And then I just would also mention that in lieu of grab bars, sometimes what's available is an item called a super pole, which is a vertical pole that mounts friction mounts between the ceiling and the floor.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily have to be in the bathroom. It could be next to a favorite chair or in the kitchen where you're typically standing preparing a meal or something. And it, again, it's not a permanent installation. It friction mounts between the floor and the ceiling, and it's something to hang on to. And so, you can have a vertical bar coming off of it as well, in lieu of having a grab bar. So you can put that in. If you don't like where it is, you can literally move it to another spot as long as you're under a stud in the ceiling and things like that.
Cool.
So yeah, there's options for just things to hang on to. We're a member of NARI, and there are contractors in NARI that we could refer people to that sometimes just widening a doorway is something that is preferable. Fixing the threshold in a door, to make it a little easier to get in and through. We do some of that work, or a contractor can do that. There's all kinds of things that can be done in the home to make it, again, safe for seniors, but safe for everybody. A wider door is better for everybody.
Sure.
There's another concept that is really kind of taking hold in a lot of new construction or modification that's done, and that's called making the first floor of the home visitable. So if you have an older home, you can literally focus on access to the bathroom, access to the kitchen, access in and out of the home, and make it very visitable for anybody that's coming over and accessible for anybody that's coming over. You don't necessarily need to make modifications upstairs.
Sure.
Maybe you need a stair lift to get upstairs or whatever, but you can focus your efforts where the people are going to typically come and hang out, and maybe you have relatives that might have mobility challenges. Well, take the steps out and put a nice concrete slope up to the front of the door, and make the threshold smoother, and then it's easier for everybody to get into the house, particularly those
Cool.
people that have mobility challenges.